Because what that estimate says in no uncertain terms is that the war in Iraq has made America more vulnerable and the world a more dangerous place, and seems to be inflaming a generation of of terrorists around the world. And they point specifically to the war in Iraq as a place where we've got to change course. And as I read the Senator's speech just in the last few minutes, essentially is a call for a stay-the-course strategy. He thinks we can win this thing militarily. And I just think he's wrong. And I think President Bush is wrong on that. And I think the intelligence community thinks they're wrong. And that's why they released the National Intelligence Estimate just in the last couple of days, the bits that got out. Because the President and Joe Lieberman were both saying that we're safer since 9/11, we're safer, not safe yet, but safer. And the intelligence report says just the opposite. America is more vulnerable, we're less safe. I think here we are with 135,000, 140,000. Troops are going up, they're asking for more troops. And I think these people should be held accountable. And one way you hold them accountable is you ask these tough questions, and that's the only way you can have a change of course. But I think we should broaden the discussion when it comes to America's security, national security, and the war on terror. I would make the case that this war in Iraq has been a terrible distraction. I think the National Intelligence Estimate is saying the same thing, in the sense that it's making the situation worse. I look around the region right now. I look at Afghanistan, where you have the NATO commander asking for more troops. It's not a civil war. It's not sectarian violence. There it's people looking for security. And if you really want to be on the front lines, really what is the central front in the war on terror, remember Afghanistan. And remember how this war in Iraq has been such a total distraction. Now we have Afghanistan beginning to slip a little bit.
What do you think politically in terms of this race, the NIA story in the weekend newspapers, in the Times specifically, in the Post, what impact is it having? How do you read it?
I think it's very important because both George Bush and Joe Lieberman over the last few weeks have saying America is safer, and that's been the theme they've had. Not safe, but safer. We all heard that. Well, here it is, the consensus opinion. 16 intelligence agencies spread across the government have come to the conclusion that we are not safer, that this war in Iraq is making the world a more dangerous place, fueling the insurgency, and I think it reinforces our point of view that it's time for us to change course. He said I think a year ought to be a reasonable period of time in which we might be able to do a phased deployment. But look, I'd say what Senator Lieberman and George Bush have said over the last 3.5 years, every day we are there, the situation is getting worse. I think that's just what the National Intelligence Estimate said. You can't just keep doing what we are doing. That's why it's so important that if you're going to fight a smarter and more effective war on terror, we start by redeploying our troops from Iraq.